W288EE West Warwick, WWRI West Warwick, Warwick Coventry, a DePonte Communications station. It's the Rhode Island Interscholastic League on Kent County's Classic Rock, I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Time for the Aurora Fuel pregame show. Now, here's John Parenti.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to Cato Field on the campus of Situate High School, where this afternoon the West Warwick Wizards and the Saints of St. Raphael Academy are about to play some football, with Johnny Boots alongside our statistician Jack Giorgio and the gang from Wizards TV, Eric White, and the whole gang.
It's up here, isn't it?
It was.
Danny
Lynch,
Danny Raposo. And Sean Giroux.
And Sean Giroux. There we go. Told you they were there. I would have gotten it. Anyway, we're all here on a sun-splashed Saturday afternoon at a beautiful field at Situate. Boots, they really have done a heck of a job here.
It's a gorgeous field. It is absolutely gorgeous. And Eric White said he took a walk across the field on Thursday just to get a feel for the alignment of the cameras, and he said it's like Gillette Stadium out there. It really is.
Yeah, it is. The yard lines are marked off thick, heavy.
Yep.
Can't miss them. On a day like this, you can basically follow the track of the ball. And
must be beautiful on a Saturday afternoon in the fall. Seriously, when we get back to normal and football is in the fall, must be beautiful.
I actually was sitting here saying, what do you mean? Thinking that this was indeed the fall, but no.
It's not.
I was speaking with somebody earlier today, and we were talking about the fact that it only gets warmer from here, theoretically, whereas back in the fall season, this would be Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
It'd be comfortable. We'd basically be dressed the same way. I'm only in 2 layers today.
Imagine that.
But it's only going to get warmer. 5-week season, presenting some challenges to both Dave Cato of the Wizards and Mike Sassy of the Saints. St. Ray's dropping down from Division I. They are tall, talented, athletic, big, strong across the front lines offensively and defensively. And the Wizards are still puppies. Most of the freshmen who played last year have that year under their belt. DeAndre Chase, Brady Miley, Rich Medeiros, the whole gang. They're all back for year number 2 of the 4-year rebuilding plan that will hopefully build the Wizards into a powerhouse by the time the 2023 season begins, which hopefully will be
on time.
Yeah, on time and not in the middle of the spring. It is a little bit surreal, a little bit bizarre, but it's high school football. The kids are on the field, and that is the most important thing right now. You're listening to the Aurora Field pregame show here on I-105.5 and 1450 AM and on Wizards TV. Boots and I will be back with more in a moment.
Buying home heating oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a longtime customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662. Their number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
When it comes time to catch those perfect moments, let Michelle Mayali Photography catch them with you, together. Since 2009, whether it's a wedding, child photography, or a family portrait, Michelle Mayali Photography has captured the moments that are cherished forever. It's no wonder Michelle Mayali Photography has won the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Regional Award every year since 2015. So capture the moment. Call Michelle Mayali Photography at 401-486-5887 to set up an appointment. Michelle Mayali Photography, 53 Providence Street, West Warwick.
You probably know by now that Bill's Place has reopened for dine-in service, along with takeout and curbside pickup. So why not stop by for lunch or dinner, with all of the great food you've come to know at Bill's? Those signature pizzas and grinders, juicy Angus burgers, our daily specials, and so much more. I'm Nicole, one of the servers at Bill's. The entire staff and I invite you to visit us soon and enjoy the great food, the family-friendly atmosphere, and of course, the outstanding service at Bill's Place. 707 Main Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick. Call 828-2300 or check out the daily specials online at www.billsplaceri.com.
This West Warwick team comes into its game with St. Raphael's with just 2 seniors on its entire roster. The Saints come here loaded with senior talent, and I do mean talent, led by their quarterback, Andre DePina Gray, who basically does everything. He punts, he plays D-back, he plays quarterback, and he is a good one. They also have a young man, a sophomore by the name of Moses Mias, who I walked out of the boots. If you saw me walk by Moses when he was practicing his punting, he dwarfed me. Got to be 6'4", and got to be at least 260 or so. He's just...
And he's a punter.
Yeah, he's a punter, he's a tight end, and he also plays a middle linebacker, and he wreaks havoc on opposing quarterbacks. And Brady Maioli's got to be sharp today and get rid of the ball very quickly. If you notice the Wizards in the pregame boots, they were working on a lot of sharp passes, like that one right there.
Exactly.
To Jesse Principe. And a lot of swing passes, a lot of passes out into the left flat. And it's going to be a test. The wind is supposed to die down, but right now it's blowing from east to west as we look at it, because I think north is straight ahead, if my directional is where it should be. But anyway, it'd be going from west to east, if you look at the flag. So, and the way the Wizards have set up, they haven't tossed the coin yet, but we'll see just how that plays into it as well. We'll see if the winner of the toss defers, and which way teams are going to go in the first and third quarters.
With a shortened season, how is that making out for playoffs? How's the Interscholastic League handle it? You're more apt to be on top of this.
Same way as last year, if you remember. The out of the 6-team divisions, the top 4 make it. 4 will play 1, 3 will play 2, 2 will play 3, and 1 will play 4, as they'll cross over. And then the 5th and 6th place teams that don't make the playoffs will be playing against each other. So there could be, theoretically, a West Warwick Coventry game. It would either be a playoff game or it would be one of those consolation round games toward the end of the year. The Okers, by the way, are at Classical today, playing a tough game of their own against the Purple. That one at the Al Moro Complex. One of several games today. East Greenwich has already won their game. Hendricken beat Burrowville last night. The Avengers, in their debut in Division I, beat the snot out of Cranston East, something like 27 bubble. And they got a great effort from Jack McMullen, who's not only an outstanding basketball player, but a pretty good football player as well. Somebody else locally. Oh, Tollgate. Tollgate was defeated last night in the other game involving a Kent County team. Tomorrow, Exeter West Greenwich will be at Pontiganset. That's a makeup from a game that was postponed on Friday. And that basically is your trip around the Interscholastic League. Everybody's trying to get their games underway. North and South Kingstown are playing this afternoon. Narragansett played last night. The Westerly Bulldogs and the Pilgrim Patriots, of course, were canceled. They were basically the first to be playing victims of the COVID pandemic. Woonsocket and Central Falls, if you're living under a rock, have both canceled their seasons already because of the COVID situation. Didn't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. How is this affecting the true spring sports, other sports that traditionally take place in the spring, namely baseball?
Baseball will start in May. Matter of fact, baseball, softball, lacrosse, and I think they're actually going to try to wrestle as well. We'll all be starting, I think it's the 5th of May, first week of May. And they'll go a short season as well, 6 weeks into June, and then a short playoff.
Gotcha.
Before they finally close the door on what is a rather forgettable season. But it's football today here at Scituate. The Wizards and Saints kick it off in a moment on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV.
Buying home heating oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a longtime customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662. Their number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
The law offices of Murphy and Fay have over 75 years of combined experience in personal injury law, automobile accidents, and DUI cases. Bill Murphy, Mark Fay, and Norman Landrush will give you the personal attention, the experience, the skill, and dedication that your case deserves. It's a winning combination. If you're injured in an auto accident and it's not your fault, call Murphy and Fay. They will make them pay. Call 490-3200 or visit them online at murphyandfay.com.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
Wayne Miller was once an outstanding three-sport athlete at West Warwick High. His teammates always knew they could count on Wayne to lead them to victory. Nowadays, Kent County counts on Wayne for quality electrical service for jobs both large and small. Miller Electric is one of the area's top providers of quality electrical work. Whether it's a new home installation, a complete rewiring, or major electrical repairs, call Miller Electric at 828-0087. Get that electrical job done right the first time. Miller Electric, 440 Providence Street, West Warwick. That number again is 828-0087.
At Bank RI, we see change as a natural part of Rhode Island business. We also see opportunity, which is why more companies look to Bank Rhode Island for commercial banking expertise and powerful lending solutions tailored to help business turn new challenges into a new chance for success. Bank Rhode Island. Change is part of your business. Turning it into opportunity is part of ours. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
W288EE West Warwick, WWRI West Warwick, Warwick Coventry, a DePonte Communications station. The rights to this broadcast have been granted by the Rhode Island Interscholastic League, representing member high schools across the state and the boys and girls who participate annually in RIIL-sponsored athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of the programming without the written consent of the RIIL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for the Finetco Family of Lumber Yards game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now with all the action, John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Welcoming you back to Cato Field on the campus of Situate High School, where the Saints and the Wizards are at their respective ends. The Saints in their road white uniforms, purple numerals, gold trim, gold helmets, and gold pants. The Wizards in their home black uniforms, white numerals, orange trimmed black helmets, the traditional plain black helmets. Sunshine, and we're approaching 60 degrees here in Situate as we get ready. And as promised, the wind has died down a little bit. And probably by the second quarter or so, it won't be a factor. But a little bit of whip every now and then from the vantage point where we look at it from our left to our right. And we're about to have the flip of the coin. Andre DePina Gray is also out there for the Saints. He is the only player out there. Mike Sassy is out there as well. The official should be at either end giving the sportsmanship talk to the members of the Wizards and the members of the Saints. Now, slowly trudging onto the field is Ivan Da Silva, one of the two Wizard seniors. And I believe we're going to have a socially distant coin flip, because there's only one captain out there for each team. Boots is shaking his head saying, you know what? This is weird.
But in basketball, we can have a jump ball with everybody around the center court. Am I right?
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Can we have common sense?
I don't know the rhyme or reason behind it. All
Opinions expressed are those only of our participants, do not necessarily reflect those of
right.
I-105.5, 1450 AM, or Wizards TV. They are my opinions.
Yep.
Is that good? Disclaimer?
That wasn't bad at all.
All right, thanks.
I've seen you pick up a few things. Now I just wish I flipped the coin so we could find out who's going where. Ah.
All right, so if you hear the wind blowing, it's only because they're showing each captain the coin of what they're using. I didn't know there was a difference between the heads and the tail of a quarter, but okay.
Maybe it's a 50-cent piece. Maybe it's a silver dollar.
Oh, maybe.
Well, it's been flipped, and it looks like West Warwick has elected to win the toss and has elected to defer, I believe. We'll see. Actually, Dave Cato was out there. Dave is instructing Ivan De Silva just what he wants.
Be nice if the official did the motion of
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, West Warwick has deferred. And they will be kicking into the wind, so St. Ray's is going to take the wind in the first and third quarters. And we are about ready to get underway. Teams still haven't moved off their goal zones, off their end zones, I should say, except for De Silva and DePina Gray. Now Mike Sassy's calling his crew in. Dave Cato is doing the same, and we're about to kick it off. Nice time to take a little 1-minute break, Boots.
Okay, let's do it.
Get ourselves ahead of the curve here at Cato Field in Situate. Wizards Saints kickoff next here on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV.
That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Visit GrahamInsuranceInc.com to learn more. Experience matters, and at Williamson Law, that experience comes with a well-deserved reputation of excellence. For legal solutions, whether it's divorce, personal injury, criminal law, or estate protection, Williamson Law provides knowledgeable and effective representation. Smart, sensible legal solutions. Williamson Law, committed to excellence that exceeds the client's expectations. A history of successful litigation that speaks volumes. Get the representation you need. Williamson Law, 247 Quaker Lane, West Warwick. Call 615-9321.
Now it's time for Rhode Island Interscholastic League action right here on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Here's John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Ivan De Silva ready to kick off for the Wizards, and we are indeed underway. A high end overhand kick. Heading toward Ethan McCann Carter at the 10-yard line. To the 15 he comes. Dodges 1, 2, 3 tackles, and now is off to the races to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 47-yard line, where De Silva finally knocks him out of bounds. And the Saints in very good field goal and very good field position. 1st and 10 at midfield. A run back of 41 yards for Ethan McCann Carter.
A lot of missed tackles on the Wizards side. Getting position, getting the angle, and they missed just about all of them until Ivan De Silva was able to just actually push him out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
And I'll give you one of the reasons why. This is their first actual competition. They were supposed to have scrimmaged Tollgate last week, but the Titans came up with a COVID situation, and the Wizards weren't able to scrimmage.
Wizards have been doing a lot of practice at the Civic Center as well, so they actually haven't been on the field much either.
A lot of two-way starters for St. Ray's. We'll recap that in a moment. They're brought up by Lawrence Thornton. The center, the quarterback is DePina Gray. In the backfield, he has Barros and Henrik Ross. And out of the shotgun they come, and there's a wing reverse to McCann Carter, running and avoiding one tackle at the 40, gets down to the 43-yard line, where he's finally taken down by the right side of the Wizards' front, including DeAndre Chase. St. Ray sets up thusly. Lawrence Thornton is the center. His guards are Finnegan Schwobel, a sophomore, and Chris Molina, a classmate. Now on 2nd down and 4, Dave Cato saying, watch the sweep, and is sending out his defensive end, Medeiros, to cover. Handout goes right up the middle, and DeBarros is close to first down yardage at the 38-yard line. De Silva there on the stop. For the Wizards, De Silva and Chase are the defensive ends. Devin Bollier is one of the tackles. Lane David, the other senior on the team, is the other. The linebackers are Nolan Hines, the transfer Geraldo Negron, and DeAndre Chase, along with Jesse Principe on the outside. The corners, Johnny Griffin will see some action there. Sean Schultz is out there as well. Wizards look like they're in a 6. The Peanut Gray looks and throws. He's got a man deep. It's going to be incomplete. He actually had 2 men deep.
He had 2 men deep. He overthrew that by probably about a step and a half, 2 steps. If he was right on the money, he was off to the races for an easy TD.
And he didn't play the wind very well either because the wind is, again, gusting here and there. So it'll set up a 2nd down and 10. As Jan DeLumbo, one of the captains, is wide right side, making sure he's okay near us. The Peanut Gray again out of the gun. Fakes the DeBarris keeper. Avoids 1 tackle, avoids a 2nd, avoids a 3rd, and is taken down to the 32-yard line. Shy by about maybe 3.5 yards. It'll be 3rd and short for the Saints. Moses Mias, we'll have to watch him, number 7 boots. He's the young man I was talking about earlier.
Oh.
He's lining up alongside big number 78, Giovanni Barboza. And Mr. Barboza is a large man. When you put the 2 of those gentlemen together, you can run all day. I could run all day.
I was thinking the same exact thing. Wow. Think they're going to go to the right? Just guessing.
A lot. All right, so on 3rd down and 4, the Peanut Gray barking signals. Waiting for the snap from Thornton. We're all waiting for the snap from Thornton. Now we're ready, and a flag goes down.
Delay a game.
One would think it'd be a delay of game.
Yep. And they're pushing the ball back.
It'll move back to the 38-yard line. It'll take the 3rd and 4 and make it 3rd and 9. A little bit more manageable for the Wizard defense. Wide to left. The Peanut Gray rolls that way, tucks himself in. Still trying to make his way through. Barreling to the 30, barreling to the 29-yard line.
That'll be close.
I think he's short by maybe a yard or so. But it'll be 4 down territory. It'll be 4th and 1. And with no huddle, St. Ray's will come to the line of scrimmage. Boldier was on the stop last time, just clinging. To Andre DePina Gray, who checks his left arm in the play on the left arm. Hands up the middle to Barris. For a 1st down to the 22-yard line. Checking it's Henrik Ross. You'll hear Ross's name a lot today. He plays linebacker as well. So does Mias. And the Boots, what's interesting is they gave me a roster yesterday, and Mike Sassy was good enough to give his starters to me. 10 of the 11 players on the field that you see right now also play defense. Clock showing 8 minutes, 53 seconds left. The Peanut Gray hand off on the counter, and they get down to the 15-yard line. That time it was DeBarris. Napoleon comes right back and sets up to the left, gets the handoff, finds a hole up the middle, went up the seam and get to the 7-yard line. So that could very well be enough for a 1st down, and again, they're going to move the chains. A slow, methodical drive that started at midfield. This, I believe, is the 8th play. Have to check with Jack.
8:15 left in the 1st quarter.
And this time Russ is stacked up after a gain down to the 4-yard line. De Silva is there for the Wizards, along with Jesse Principe. And again, no huddle, as we're now inside that 8-minute mark. St. Ray's knocking on the door just inside the 5-yard line. The Peanut Gray will count again. He will look, he will survey, he will keep. He'll go toward the corner, and he will score the 6 points. Touchdown, St. Ray's. On a 5-yard keeper by the quarterback, Andre DePina Gray. comes at the 7:38 mark of the first. And now let's see if they bring Mias into kick or will they go for two. I am dying to get this mask off. I don't know about you.
Mine's off.
Saints will go for a pair.
Why not?
DeBarris left of DePina Gray. DePina Gray looks, throws into the flat. It is complete for a touchdown. For extra points, I should say. Chase Dombrowski on the reception of the two-point conversion, and St. Ray's has the lead. 7:38 left to play first quarter. Saints 8, Wizards nothing. And I-105.5, 1450 AM, and Wizards TV.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumberyards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumberyard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumberyards. One simple call does it all.
You're listening to the Finetco family of lumberyards, game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
So the Saints draw first blood. It's 8-0. And Mias puts a high end over end kick down to the 10-yard line, where it's Principe to the 20, to the 23. Then he's stacked up around the 27-yard line by a host of gang-tackling Saints. I mentioned the fact that St. Ray's has a lot of two-way players. Kind of doesn't look that way now. I do see Molina in. I do see Delgado in. I do see Nick Force in. Force is not an offensive starter. West Warwick stacks up thusly. Leo Guzman is the center. Devin Bollier will be at right guard. Ivan De Silva will be at right tackle. Hammond is also there at tackle. And then you've got all kinds of wings. Dave will just shift people back and forth along with the running back DeAndre Chase. Brady Maeli in his second year as a starting quarterback, just a sophomore. Hands off into the 36-yard line goes Chase. So it'll set up second and short. Second and 2.5. Now the aforementioned Lawrence Thornton comes into the ball game for St. Ray's. Richie Medeiros is at one of the wings. Now shifting from left to right is David. Sean Schultz, the wing on the left side. He goes in motion. Maeli accepts the snap and pitches to the right side to Chase. DeAndre near first down yardage to the 39-yard line. And again, Boots, we're seeing just that short dink pass.
They're not going to go wide open field yet. I don't think they have the experience. Brady Maeli may have the arm, but they don't have the experience at the wideouts to do that.
No, there's no real reason to do it. Just dink and duck your way downfield, just the way the Saints
did. Baby steps. What's URI's motto? Another 3 feet.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they do. No, it's serious.
You're
just
right.
Another 3 feet. That's all you need.
First and 10, West Warwick. Chase this time sets up wing left side. They've got the slot and the wide man out on the right. Maeli, long count and whistles. And procedure is going to be called here against West Warwick. I wonder if they're using real whistles or if they're using those electronic things.
I'm going to guess they're using...
It looks like they're using the real thing.
The real things, yeah, because I don't...
Well, they're outside. I guess they can do that. They being the referees. First and 15 for the Wizards. Man in motion, they look toward Chase. Brady sends 4 out and throws incomplete. A good defensive play there by Moses Mias, who broke it up. at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Wizards. This game was actually supposed to be a 10 o'clock in the morning game, and then the Spartans were going to play at 1. And in the middle of the week, Sal Gelsomino, the AD, said, you know what? We're not going to play.
They're not playing at all?
I don't know if they're not playing at all or if they switched their game time or what. Tough to keep track. I mean, so many different things happened over the course of the past week. It was crazy. Schultz, the wingback left side. On the wing counter, Schultz gets the ball. It was kind of a messy handoff. He ended up getting a yard on the far side of the field to the 36. I don't know if somebody pushed Brady into Schultz, but the exchange was not a clean one. And the gain is only 1. Now a timeout is called by St. Ray's. So with timeout on the field and 5:46 showing on the clock, we'll pause with the score. The Saints 8, the Wizards nothing on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV.
At Bank RI, we've always recognized that from birth to marriage to retirement, change
is not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow until our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains grow, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risks, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
Or Rhode Island Interscholastic League action right here on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Here's John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Best thing about these stands, Boots, is when the ball is advanced by the Wizards past the 30-yard line, or if the Saints have the ball in their own territory, I can sit down.
You always find a brighter side.
Trips left to West Warwick here on 3rd down and 13. Brady's going to drop back. Maele looks. He's under the rush. He rolls out. He lets it fly. It is going to be incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for Sean Schultz. But Maele got flushed out of the pocket, and there was Moses Mias. So it'll be fourth. Tough, I'll tell you something. Wizard line has it tough because not only do they have to contend with Mias, but they've got Thornton, who's a bull, and they've got Barbosa and Force, and they're both big. Force comes off the field now. Barbosa's about to go in. It's 4th and 15, and Ivan De Silva's in punt formation. Ethan McCann Carter stands back at his own 29-yard line. High snap fielded cleanly. Ivan gets it off. It's a knuckleball. It's going to take a Wizard bounce and approach the 33-yard line where it's finally down by West Warwick. So the Saints get the offensive end of things here for the second time in this game. Already leading by the score of 8-0. We'll try to catch up with the Coventry game too. The Ogres playing a classical. That one getting underway at the same time this one did. Actually, a little bit earlier. I think they started at 12. Was a holdup on the field, and the reason was simple. They needed a football. So DeBarris will be the off back on the left side to the left of DePina Gray. Carter goes in motion. Here's the fake and the keeper once again. DePina Gray to the 35-yard line, to the 40, to the 45. Then he runs out of real estate at midfield. But that's a 17-yard gain for the quarterback. And DePina Gray gives St. Ray's a first down again. And it's almost time to stand up.
No.
Oh, they need about another 20 yards. Again, DeBarros, the left halfback. There is no right halfback. DePina Gray trying to catch his breath. They've got the helmets on. They've got the masks on, too. And DeBarros gets the call. Gets a yard, 2-3. Then he's wrapped up. Well defended that time by Jesse Principe and Ivan De Silva of the Wizards. It's actually a smart play by De Silva because the first thing you're taught as your defensive end is to hold your ground and then pursue, which is exactly what Ivan did. 2nd down and 6. The Barrows this time sets up right. They've got a wide out left. And McCann Carter is a slot man. Here's a handoff to the Barrows, who was initially stopped by Jaden Pruden at the line of scrimmage by the Wizards. And might have spun for a yard, but that's about it. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Pruden, a sophomore, getting playing time for the first time. Out comes Tulumba. Now the Peanut Gray sets, looks to throw. He's under the rush. He spins and turns, and he hops over one defender. Has a 1st down and more. He's at the 30 to 25-yard line, down to the 21. What an individual effort by Andre DePina Gray. And the Saints are in business once again. Heading down inside the 4-minute mark now here in the first quarter. And the Wizards down. And now De Silva's. Was he hurt, Boats? Ivan's taking a long time coming back into the field to play.
They got to call a timeout.
And it'll be a West Warwick timeout. So 3:45 left here to go to the first. Saints on the drive again. Leading 8-0 on I-105.5. 1450 AM and on Wizards TV.
When it comes time to catch those perfect moments, let Michelle Mayali Photography catch them with you, together. Since 2009, whether it's a wedding, child photography, or a family portrait, Michelle Mayali Photography has captured the moments that are cherished forever. It's no wonder Michelle Mayali Photography has won the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Regional Award every year since 2015. So capture the moment. Call Michelle Mayali Photography at 401-486-5887 to set up an appointment. Michelle Mayali Photography, 53 Providence Street, West Warwick.
You're listening to the Finetco Family of Lumberyards game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
First and 10 after that big gainer by DePina Gray. Now here's a handoff to Moses to the 10-yard line inside the 5. Tried to dip himself into the end zone, and did he? I think they're going to call him out at about the 2-yard line. So Mias, who's listed as a tight end, came on the end around, accepted the handoff, and then tight-roped the far sideline and got down maybe the 2. So right there's a gain of 18. They've won 42 yards in their last 2 plays, the Saints have. Now DePina Gray again has DeBarros to the right side. Although it may be Henrik Ross. And now another whistle. And another timeout. This time it's by St. Ray's. Let's keep it here and tell you what's going on so far. DePina Gray, a 5-yard run. He hit Dombrowski with the conversion pass. And that made the score 8-0. That was at the 7:38 mark. Now, 4 minutes later, 4.5 minutes later, they are knocking at the door again, looking to take a 16-0 lead or a 14-0 lead. Depending. Over at Classical Boots, they were allowing the first 125 pants to show up, and they were going to turn people away. Here it's a little bit different. You've got people on the berm, both in the end zone And a lot of Wizards fans have taken to the berm here to our right. And then you got a bunch of people in the stands and then a smattering of St. Ray's fans in front of us. But it's a socially distant and a comfortable crowd. And now on 1st and goal, the Saints knocking on the door again. There's another wing reverse and a fumble into the end zone. We'll see what the call is. They're going to call second down. So credit to Barris with a yard. And now Ross takes his spot at right half. Good time for the sneak right here. But out of the gun they come. Handoff goes up the middle and it's touchdown. With very little resistance from the Wizards. It's McCann Carter for the touchdown. And St. Ray's goes up by 14. So the Saints will set up for an extra point. And as they do, the Wizards will use their second timeout. They use that old North Kingstown trick where they set up the snapper, the holder, and the kicker. And everybody else lines up off that play. But we'll pause 30 seconds and they'll talk about it on each sideline. 14-0 St. Ray's.
Wayne Miller was once an outstanding three-sport athlete at West Warwick High. His teammates always knew they could count on Wayne to lead them to victory. Nowadays, Kent County counts on Wayne for quality electrical service for jobs both large and small. Miller Electric is one of the area's top providers of quality electrical work. Whether it's a new home installation, a complete rewiring, or major electrical repairs, call Miller Electric at 828-0087. Get that electrical job done right the first time. Miller Electric, 440 Providence Street, West Warwick. That number again is 828-0087.
Out of the hold of the Peanut Gray, the kick is up and no good by Thornton, and the score remains 14-0. So they head back upfield here in Scituate on a beautiful day at Cato Field. Are we going apple picking afterwards, Boots?
We could if you'd like.
14-0 St. Ray's here on I-105.5 and 1450 AM and on Wizards TV.
Experience matters, and at Williamson Law, that experience comes with a well-deserved...
Teen e-cig use or vaping is an epidemic, with 1 in 5 using them, but it's not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow until our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains grow, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risk, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
Nothing game. High end over end. Principe from his 4-yard line. Heads upfield, gets to the 10, gets to the 15, runs into a bunch of white shirts, and is taken down at the 17-yard line. Chris Molina was on the stop. So was Connor Curran. And it's 1st and 10 West Warwick. Deep in their own territory. It's a stand-up situation for yours truly. Again, West Warwick a little bit behind the 8 ball, not only because of their youth and that kind of thing, and their relative lack of depth, but simply this is their first actual contact against a team that's a little bit bigger than they are. So today will be an uphill battle. I think we kind of all knew that coming in. Schultz sets up the wing left side. Chasing the backfield with Brady Maeli. Schultz will go in motion. Handoff will come to DeAndre, and he'll be, or is that Nolan Hines? Whoever it was stacked up for a loss of 4 back to the 16-yard line. West Warwick last year 0-6 in Division 2, Division 2A to be exact. St. Ray's was able to pick up a couple of wins up in D1. Lane David comes wide left side. Chase this time faces Maeli as the wingback on the left. DeAndre will get the ball. DeAndre trying to find some running room. Mias is there to wrap him up. And DeAndre didn't get very much. When I talked pregame to the Wizards coaching staff, they kind of led me to believe that DeAndre was not at 100%.
Lingering basketball injury or something in
I
practice?
really don't know. I'm kind of thinking it's probably practice. We saw that last game. And it was Velasquez who was hurt, not DeAndre, remember?
Yes.
So I'm kind of thinking it may have been something they dinged up during practice. Well, big down here. It's 3rd and 14 or so for the Wizards. And Brady Maeli will drop back. He will look. He will throw it into the flat. And it's picked off for a pick 6. Jaden DeLumba read the pass perfectly and ran it in from 17 yards out. It's 20-0 St. Ray's.
Couldn't be a more perfect interception for St. Ray's. That was just like it was made for them. Maeli threw it right into the hands of the St. Ray's player, and he took it right in uncontested.
Look at the way the wind is blowing. It's blowing right in Brady's face.
Exactly.
And that gave DeLumba enough to just say, hey, I can get this. And he did, and he took it in.
He watched Brady's eyes. He looked at Brady Maeli. He saw where he was going to throw the ball, and he set himself up for an interception.
So, again, they'll go for 1. And again, they will use that offset, whatever they call it. Now here comes the line back to the ball, and out of the hold of Andre DePina Gray. The kick is up, and this one's a lot better, but it also seems to have slid a little bit. It's good. So they were able to slice it in. So Thornton converts, and the Saints have taken control. 26 seconds to play, first quarter. 21-0 St. Ray's.
A family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
You're listening to the Finetco family of lumber yards, game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Well, a pick 6 by Jason DeLumba in the 16-yard return gives St. Ray's a 21-0 lead, and we have yet to complete the first quarter of Chapter 1 in our Finetco family of lumber yards high school football season. Again, the Wizards send Principe back. They're actually 2 deep men for the Wizards. And this time Mias kicks it short. It's taken at the 26-yard line and then out to the 35, the 35 or so, when Schultz and that's where the Wizards will set up shop.
You going to make it? Go ahead.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you're going to make it.
Had one of those early season frogs. Need it.
Really?
1st and 10 West Warwick. The Wizards did get a first down on their initial drive. This is their 4th possession. Actually, they might have gotten a couple because they actually brought the ball out to midfield. So simple mathematics will tell you that with the dink and dunk that they've had. Now a timeout is called on the field as the Wizards are ready to set on 1st and 10. And if I'm not mistaken, Boots, that's timeout number 3. So they are done with timeouts in the first half. 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's 21-0 St. Ray's.
Let me introduce you to one of the most important people in Peytonville. He chooses Nationwide to help protect all the families, businesses, and dreams in town.
Seems like he's a local celebrity.
He's a local legend.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
At Graham Insurance, we know there are many coverage options out there. That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Visit GrahamInsuranceInc.com to learn more.
We think the Wizards are indeed out of timeouts. We do know they're down 21-0. And now West Warwick gets the football. DeAndre Chase to the left of Brady Maeli. He gets the handoff. He looks for running room off right tackle. DeAndre bulls his way to the 44-yard line. The very last one to umpire is Isaiah Delgado, the defensive tackle.
Is it me? I mean, we've been doing high school games together for years, and that's the end of the first quarter. I'll finish my thought after this spot break.
Okay, back with more with Boots when we come back. The first 12 minutes gone in Chapter 1. St. Raphael 21, West Warwick nothing. On I-105.5, 1450 AM. And on Wizards TV.
Buying home heating oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a longtime customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662. Their number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
The law offices of Murphy and Fay have over 75 years of combined experience in personal injury law, automobile accidents, and DUI cases. Bill Murphy, Mark Fay, and Norman Landrush will give you the personal attention, the experience, the skill, and dedication that your case deserves. It's a winning combination. If you're injured in an auto accident and it's not your fault, call Murphy and Fay. They will make them pay. Call 490-3200 or visit them online at murphyandfay.com.
You're listening to the Finetco Family of Lumber Yards game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Okay, back to my thought.
Yeah.
We've been doing games together now over 30 years. Is that did they not take any of their JV team with them? Because that looks like a very small team on both sides of the field, especially West Warwick. We're used to seeing a sideline full of Wizard players. I don't see many Wizard players on the sideline other than what might be the varsity team.
I think they may be just 30 there. Maybe the freshmen didn't dress.
Maybe the freshmen didn't dress or they didn't take their JV. Go ahead.
On second down, they blast straight up the middle to get to the 47-yard line. I believe that was Sean Schultz.
Enough for a first down. I'm just used to seeing that line of Wizard players across the front of us when we're sitting at Masnicki Field. I don't see that across the field from us. I don't see half as many as what we're used to seeing on the sideline.
Well, I'll count my roster. 10, 12, 16, 18, 21, 25, 28, 31, 36. Doesn't look like there are 36 people.
Mm-mm.
Hines sets up as the wing left side. The handoff from Alley goes to Principe, goes to Schultz, I should say, but there's a whistle.
Whistle in motion on the Wizards.
And these are the kind of things that you have to grow through, simply because, like I said, no scrimmage against Tollgate, no real competition before this game, and little things like that show up. Let me rush over to Jack over here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4 passes. This will be the 11th offensive play run by West Warwick in the football game. Thanks, Jack. Brady Maeli sets up, looks into the flat. He has Chase. DeAndre converged upon immediately and taken down at his own 44.5-yard line. It'll set up second down and 12 or so for West Warwick. And now we'll see whether or not Dave Cato decides to work with the wind a little bit and put it up. Still only in the second quarter. Brady again out of the pistol. This time chases the wing on the left side. They've got a split man on the right in Schultz. Miley drops, looks to throw, puts it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Nobody in a black uniform near the football. There were 3 defenders there for St. Ray's. It'll be third down and 12. While I have the opportunity, I should say hi to Brady Maeli's grandfather, Mike, who's listening to us down in Florida. Also want to thank him for the gift that he sent following the completion of the basketball season. Cool to have that World Wide Web stuff, isn't it?
Isn't it great? We're getting all over the globe.
Bahrain and Florida and all kinds of places. Places I can't even pronounce. Third and 12 for the Wizards. Lane David this time splits off to the right side, now heads the other way. Goes in motion to the left. Hines sets up as the wing back on the left side. DeAndre chases on the right. DeAndre goes in motion. DeAndre gets the ball. DeAndre gets to the 45-yard line, but no more. It'll be fourth down. Taken down by Mias and a couple of others. Ross is there. Saints are pretty solid. That top 10, Ross and Mias and DePina Gray and DeLomba, McCann Cotter and such. Pretty good football team. Hey, it's Greg Kordick. I can actually give you a copy of the roster. De Silva is back in punt formation.
Last one to know, aren't you, Greg?
Thank you.
Anytime.
And now another 5 will be tacked on that as the Wizards are penalized back to the 38-yard line. And Greg Kordick asking for a lineup. I don't think that's ever happened when an AD's asked me for a lineup. But there's a first time for everything. Low snap, fielded on a bounce. Ivan gets it off, and this will be taken at the 20-yard line on an over-the-shoulder catch by McCann Cotter. He gets to the 30 to the 32-yard line, maybe got to the 33. But a good play there by Ethan McCann Carter to take the ball over his shoulders and then translate that into a 13-yard return. It's first and 10 for St. Ray's.
When you were an AD, you didn't have to give the radio broadcast guy the roster?
I was the radio broadcast guy.
Oh, that's right. AD, radio broadcaster. You did it all.
Yeah, I was the triple threat.
Did you clean up after the game, too?
Oh, yeah. Although I had a stellar crew to help me.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, they're a good bunch. Those are some good years. And I never got tired. Get it? Good year, tired,
yeah,
get it?
Yeah. That's the highlight of the broadcast so far.
Oh, it's early yet. First and 10, St. Raphael. Delayed handoff comes right up the field to DeBarros, and that gets good yards to the 43. Actually, fairly close to first down yardage. Dave Cato's taking a look at it. Actually, they move it back to the 42. It'll be second down and 1. Have they huddled it all offensively?
I have not seen a huddle. It's
DeBarros again has the first down, gets to the 48. Stacked up by De Silva and others. On the second play of the drive, Principe is there. De Silva, as I mentioned. Also some help from Guzman. And directly in front of us in that big midfield stripe with the Spartan head, large and proud at midfield, 1st and 10. In motion goes Dombrowski. He caught the conversion pass off the first touchdown. DePina Gray will hand. No, he won't. He'll keep.
Wow.
He faked. That was a great fake.
That was a great fake.
He got down to the 41-yard line. Guzman held on to his ankles, or I should say Zach Rayner held on to his ankles for dear life. And they were finally able to turf him with a couple of extra Wizard players on the stop. A gain of 8, make it 2nd down and 2. And again, the no-huddle offense for St. Ray's. DePina Gray through the screen. It's incomplete. Off the hands of Henrik Ross. And there was a lot of room to roam there. I think Mr. Ross kind of got a little bit antsy about it and wanted to make the catch. Wanted to run with the ball before he made the catch. And now it's 3rd and 2. All right, again, everybody in tight. There's a split right, and now flags go down. And we may have another penalty here against the Wizards for offside. And if that's the case, that'll be an automatic 1st down, and it is. Encroachment called against the Wizards. As we get down to 7 and change here in period number 2. Johnny Boots will be alongside with the Bank RI halftime report.
Hey, thanks for letting me know.
I am letting you know right now. Letting America know as well. Nothing doing in the initial hole, but bouncing outside was Ross to the 30-yard line. And a 10-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 13. And again, no huddle. This time DeBarros out of the pistol. And DePina Gray is going to go look for it all. He's got a man deep.
Oh!
And it's off the hands of McCann Carter on a sure 4th touchdown.
Through his hands and off the mask. That was a tough break.
A perfect throw by DePina Gray. But McCann Carter simply couldn't hold on. And it's 3rd down and change. So now Dombrowski will go tight left side. McCann Carter will take the slot. The wideout is DeLomba on the right side. And the fake handoff to Pina Gray, the keeper, tucks it inside, has the 1st down, has more, gets down to the 5, gets down to the 4, heads down the other way and scores. That's a pretty nifty broken field run. A 20-yard run. And it's 28-0. So it's 27-0. And Costa's kick is up and good. Jonah Costa, the conversion.
You're
and
listening to
28.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Just taking my notes as I go along. I've got mine. Jack's got his. Boots will be checking the work of young Mr. Giorgio during the Bank RI halftime report, which is about 7 minutes away. It's 28-0 St. Ray's here on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV.
At Bank RI, we see change as a natural part of Rhode Island business. We also see opportunity, which is why more companies look to Bank Rhode Island for commercial banking expertise and powerful lending solutions tailored to help business turn new challenges into a new chance for success. Bank Rhode Island. Change is part of your business. Turning it into opportunity is part of ours. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Finetco Family of Lumberyards game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Mears kicks it deep. Taken by Schultz at the 8-yard line. To the 20, 25, 30, and then he is taken down at the 29-yard line. That was a pretty big hit.
That was a big hit.
So the Wizards trying to get something going before halftime. Something, anything. They've already been victimized by a pick six and victimized by a couple of runs by Mr. DePina Gray.
End of the first period. Sabres leave the Bruins 1-0.
That'll change.
Trying to get your URI score, but it was halftime. I'm still trying to find the score.
They start at noon today?
Yes.
Play off to a possible 3-0 start if they win.
If it's any inclination of how many yards they allowed, it's not going to happen today.
Nope. Miley hands off to DeAndre Chase. He is stacked up and pushed back at the line of scrimmage. Napa Barris was there, the first one to meet him and greet him. He got some help from Mias and Ross. And it's second down and 10. Still getting a little bit of wind.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
Mark Rosenthal earlier said, "No, don't worry about it. It's all going to die down." It really whipped last night. Brady Maeli calling signals. Hands again to go straight up the middle. The ball is loose, and it's recovered by St. Raphael. That's the preliminary indication. It may have been Barboza who came up with it. And indeed, it is a St. Raphael ball at the 32-yard line. Ouch. Mike Sassy calls Chris LaRusso into the ball game at an offensive guard spot. Barboza is still in there. Man, he's large. Good grief. Finnegan Schwobel is the other guard. Delgado is still in there, so Mr. Molina has been replaced by the aforementioned Araujo. The Pina Gray hands off. It's McCann Carter. Cross right end for the touchdown. 32 yards, one play. McCann Carter's second touchdown run of the afternoon. And right now it is 34-0. They've got 35 on the scoreboard, but they didn't take a point off after the kick. Jonah Costa looking for his third point of the game. Off the hold of the Pina Gray.
It's 28, Brian.
And the kick is on its way. It is up. And this is the best one he's had all day. Costa converts. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, St. Ray's continues the onslaught. Saints 35, Wizards nothing. In the second quarter here on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and Wizards TV.
Brand, let me introduce you to one of the most important people in Peytonville. He chooses Nationwide to help protect all the families, businesses, and dreams in town.
Seems like he's a local celebrity.
He's a local legend.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
At Graham Insurance, we know there are many coverage options out there. That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Visit GrahamInsuranceInc.com to learn more.
.35 bubble, and Mias against the wind to the 15-yard line, out to the 20, to the 25-30, and then Schultz taken down and out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and that's where the Wizards will set up shop on yet another offensive possession.
7 minutes left in the third quarter. Delaware leads URI 21-7. So one team is going to come away with their first loss of the season because both Delaware and URI are both 2-0 in the conference.
Blue Hens have always had a great program. They've always given the Rotary Rams a lot of trouble.
They have.
Students only.
Students only. And I was listening to your friend, Steve, to try to get a score. And I did hear something about players being able to get 2 tickets per player for immediate family only. Mom, dad, brother, sister.
Wonder why that doesn't go for the cheerleaders.
I'm going to ask that question Monday morning.
Straight up the middle go the Wizards on first down, and Schultz gets maybe a couple yards. Mias is there on stop. It'll be second down and 8. I hope you brought your calculator, Jack, because you got some adding to do.
I'm not very good at stats, Jack, so hopefully it's written out perfectly for me because I stink at stats.
Hey, this kid wanted to learn. Second down and 8. Poor kid, I feel so bad. DeAndre Chase off left tackle, maybe to the 40-yard line. Maybe a gain of 4. It'll be third. We'll call it 3rd and 5. We'll give it a gain of 3 as they move the ball back to the 39. Clock running with 4:42 left to play here in the half. They still have the extra point up on the board. It's 35. Really, it's 35.
Yep.
Costas hit 3 extra points with his foot. They failed once. And Dombrowski has a 2-point conversion. Miley hands off. This time they go left side off left tackle. And not much doing there. Principe might have gotten a yard. So it'll be 4th down. And De Silva will drop back again in punt formation. And we'll see what Coach Sassy does with regard to possibly putting his second team in to rush the half. Single safety setting up at his own 35-yard line. Ivan accepts the snap, gets it off. Pretty good kick. Hits McCann Carter on the fair catch at the 35-yard line. So St. Ray's will get the ball again. They have scored on each of their first 5 possessions. This will be number 6. Actually, this will be number 5 after the pick 6 by DeLomba back at the tail end of the first quarter. 35-0. And again, they'll huddle up around Mike Sassy. Sass now in his 20th year at the helm of St. Rayfield Academy. And this is a pretty talented ball club. For the most part, it is the guys who have started. Dombrowski's out there. Barbosa's out there. Thornton's going to center. And DePina Chase remains at quarterback for the guys in the white uniforms with the gold helmets. Up the middle they go, and a good run here to the 36-yard line. And good enough for the first down. Ross sets up to the right of DePina Gray. Dombrowski goes in motion from left to right. Sets as a slot man on the right side. He's got a wide out here on the left. And McCann Connor on the opposite side. Now McCann Connor goes in motion. He gets the call on the slot reverse. And he is taken down on a nice defensive play by DeAndre Chase. Tell you, the defensive ends have played pretty well for us, pretty smartly, both DeAndre Chase and Ivan De Silva. Probably all that varsity experience from last year. Joey Legault comes into the ball game at a wide over St. Ray's. He's joined on the right side by McCann Carter. Handoff up the middle. Ross might have gotten to the 48, maybe 48 and a half. Close to first down yardage, and indeed they will give him the first down. And the clock will continue to roll with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to play here in the first half. Single wing this time off on the left. It goes to DeBarris. Big hole right side. Near first down yardage, maybe another 9.5. This time for DeBarris. He's got a bunch of all-purpose yards. This almost sounds as silent as a basketball game, Boots.
I know, huh?
Except for the cheerleaders. Now, second down and a yard to go, we'll call it. And now whistles as the teams approach the line of scrimmage. Why, I couldn't tell you.
Why did we bring a Wizard player in?
Brady Rajak came into the game for West Warwick. They give him a break because they only had 10? I don't know. Again, wing left formation. DePina Gray in front of the blocking Barris. Ran into a stone wall and then bounced away from it. Gets to the 30 to the 25 to the 20. And it steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
What a hit he put on a Wizard defender. Holy mackerel.
He just kind of dances, first of all. And then when he does have that contact, that initial contact, he's usually the winner.
Don't forget, next week we're at Wally Clark Field. Coventry Okers take on
the Charahoe Chargers in a DePonte Communications Network Game of the Week.
That's right.
Ken Collins and I will be there along with Boots. Hopefully Jack joins us.
Ooh, fumble.
Fumble on the snap, and the Wizards get the ball. Errant change creates the first St. Raphael turnover of the game. Each team now has one. The other one was the pick six by DeBarris earlier. So the Saints failed to score for the first time with the ball. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Wizards now at their own 22-yard line. Less than a minute to play here in the first. Boots, what would you do? Would you put it up and
let it sail? What the heck? What do you got to lose? Seriously, you're down 36 to nothing. Let's have some fun.
Joanne Pereira comes wide right side. The wing back is Principe on the left side. Brady Maillia, quarterback, her hands off. And the ball carrier is pushed back at the line of scrimmage about 4 yards away.
I'd be throwing the ball down the field. They're looking at that line. They're not going to get through the line. Why are they trying it? You got how many seconds left? I got 40. It's down to almost 30
change.
Coming down to 30 and change seconds left. Throw the ball. Why are you putting it down on the ground?
Second down and 9.
Has Cato seen that line up close?
I did.
I know you did. You went on the field.
And all I did was go, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I feel small. No urgency in getting the snap. Finally, Riley does start the counter and hands it off to principally. Jesse's going to get a yard or so off the left side, and that should basically do it. A rather uneventful first half for the West Warwick Wizards, but a pretty good one if you're a fan of the guys in the white uniforms. St. Ray's 35, West Warwick nothing. Here on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV.
It's March Mania at Central Auto Group, your #1 buying destination.
Teen e-cig use or vaping is an epidemic, with 1 in 5 using them, but it's not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow until our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains grow, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risk, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
Law offices of Murphy and Fay have over 75 years of combined experience in personal injury law, automobile accidents, and DUI cases. Bill Murphy, Mark Fay, and Norman Landrush will give you the personal attention, the experience, the skill, and dedication that your case deserves. It's a winning combination. If you're injured in an auto accident and it's not your fault, call Murphy and Fay. They will make them pay. Call 490-3200 or visit them online at murphyandfay.com. Wayne Miller was once an outstanding three-sport athlete at West Warwick High. His teammates always knew they could count on Wayne to lead them to victory. Nowadays, Kent County counts on Wayne for quality electrical service for jobs both large and small. Miller Electric is one of the area's top providers of quality electrical work. Whether it's a new home installation, a complete rewiring, or major electrical repairs, call Miller Electric at 828-0087. Get that electrical job done right the first time. Miller Electric, 440 Providence Street, West Warwick. That number again is 828-0087.
You probably know by now that Bill's Place has reopened for dine-in service, along with takeout and curbside pickup. So why not stop by for lunch or dinner, with all of the great food you've come to know at Bill's? Those signature pizzas and grinders, juicy Angus burgers, our daily specials, and so much more. I'm Nicole, one of the servers at Bill's. The entire staff and I invite you to visit us soon and enjoy the great food, the family-friendly atmosphere, and of course, the outstanding service at Bill's Place. 707 Main Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick. Call 828-2300 or check out the daily specials online at www.billsplaceri.com.
Time for the I-105.5 and 1450 AM halftime show. Brought to you by Bank RI, with over 20 branches in Rhode Island. Bank RI, turning change into opportunity.
Welcome back to Cato Field in Scituate, where the Spartans, or I should say the Spartans, we're the home of the Spartans, where the St. Ray's team is beating the Wizards of West Warwick by a score of 36-0. Welcome to the Bank RI halftime show. I'm Johnny Boots, and it's been all St. Ray's. The Saints of St. Ray's have been all over the Wizards of West Warwick in this one in the first half, with a score of 36-0 going into the first into halftime. So let's see if we can make some heads or tails out of John Parenti's chicken scratch here. Saints, like I said, are all over the Wizards. First touchdown came with a 5-yard run by quarterback DePina Gray. And an extra point from DePina Gray to Trump. He doesn't read. Dombrowski for the 2-point conversion made it 8-0. Then again, a 1-yard run. Let's see if we can find John's McCann Connor had a 1-yard run. No point after. The point after was no good. It made it 14-0 St. Ray's. DeLamba had a pick six from Brady Maeli. Brady Maeli threw a pick six for a 16-yard run. Point after, good by Costa to make it 21-0. DePina Gray, a 20-yard run with a point after by Costa, again making it 28-0. And then McCann Cotter had a 32-yard run for another 6 points, and Costa with another point after to make it 36-0. And that's where we stand right now at halftime, where the St. Ray's Saints lead the Wizards of West Warwick by a score of 36-0. We'll be back in just a bit with the Bank RI, more for the Bank RI halftime show right after this.
At Bank RI, we see change as a natural part of Rhode Island business. We also see opportunity, which is why more companies look to Bank Rhode Island for commercial banking expertise and powerful lending solutions tailored to help business turn new challenges into a new chance for success. Bank Rhode Island. Change is part of your business. Turning it into opportunity is part of ours. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumberyards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumberyard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumberyards. One simple call does it all.
Experience matters, and at Williamson Law, that experience comes with a well-deserved reputation of excellence. For legal solutions, whether it's divorce, personal injury, criminal law, or estate protection, Williamson Law provides knowledgeable and effective representation. Smart, sensible legal solutions. Williamson Law, committed to excellence that exceeds the client's expectations. A history of successful litigation that speaks volumes. Get the representation you need. Williamson Law, 247 Quaker Lane, West Warwick. Call 615-9321.
When it comes time to catch those perfect moments, let Michelle Mayali Photography catch them with you, together. Since 2009, whether it's a wedding, child photography, or a family portrait, Michelle Mayali Photography has captured the moments that are cherished forever. It's no wonder Michelle Mayali Photography has won the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Regional Award every year since 2015. So capture the moment. Call Michelle Mayali Photography at 401-486-5887 to set up an appointment. Michelle Mayali Photography, 53 Providence Street, West Warwick.
You're listening to the Finetco family of lumberyards game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Let's break 10 seconds for station identification. I-105.5 and 1450 AM.
W288EE West Warwick. WWRI West Warwick, Warwick Coventry. A DePonte Communications station.
Back at Cato Field on the campus of Situate High School, where St. Ray's leads the Wizards by a lot. My count is 35-0, and I'll tell you how I got there.
All right, because I actually said 36, but when I looked at your paper, it was 35. You're correct. What's the total offense? You got that?
24 total yards for West Warwick on the ground. Nothing yet on the air. 245 yards in total offense for St. Raphael. Mr. DePina Gray has over 100 yards rushing already.
It's amazing, isn't it?
He's a good player. They've got a lot of talent. Not only DePina Gray, but DeBarris has had a good day. Dombrowski's got a 2-point conversion. McCann Cotter has himself a touchdown. 2 touchdowns, as a matter of fact. And then DeBarris has the pick six. Not DeBarris. It was
De Palma.
Oh, you already said it.
I did.
You already went through, yeah.
I went through this.
DeLumba.
DeLumba, I'm sorry, yes. Yes, DeLumba had the pick six. What was that, for a 16-yard run back?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm very impressed that you took my chicken scratch and ran with it.
It's been like 35 years I've been doing this with you, so I'm eventually going to figure it out.
My wife doesn't even understand my writing.
It's been a crazy day.
But it's kind of like a tennis match. It's very quiet, very serene. We're up in the middle of nowhere here in Scituate. The woods are all around us. Now, finally, the gang to our right, the St. Raphael Saints, getting up off their one knee and putting their helmets back on. The Wizards are already returned to their sideline. And we will, in all probability, be going running clock for very much of this remaining portion of this glorious day here in Scituate. Not a cloud in the sky after the rain drizzle that we had. And we have time just to do another break or so. So let's do that. 35-0 St. Ray's over West Warwick. Back with more on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV in a moment.
At Bank RI, we see change as a natural part of Rhode Island business. We also see opportunity, which is why more companies look to Bank Rhode Island for commercial banking expertise and powerful lending solutions tailored to help business turn new challenges into a new chance for success. Bank Rhode Island. Change is part of your business. Turning it into opportunity is part of ours. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Buying home heating oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a longtime customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662. Their number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
You've been listening to the Bank RI Halftime Show. Bank RI, turning change into opportunity. Second half action is next on Kent County's home for local sports, I-105.5 and 1450 AM.
And, of course, on Wizards TV with Brian Lynch down below handling the controls. Eric White and Dana Raposa on the cameras, and Sean Giroux is, what do we call her, our remote director? I think so.
What is it called? Remote
producer. Okay.
Okay.
So we gave her a promotion. The Wizards will get the ball to begin the second half. And they've got a long road to hoe to overtake St. Ray's.
Is it running clock third and fourth quarter?
I really don't know.
To stop the bleeding?
There has been a lot of that, hasn't there?
It's just overmatched. It's not like the Wizard team hasn't tried. They have left it all out on the field. I give them credit. Just overmatched.
Yeah, these Saints are good, as I said, dropping down from Division I and
Exactly.
coming down into D2 and establishing themselves right away today as one of the teams to beat in the entire division. West Warwick, meanwhile, next week will be playing at Moses Brown, so it doesn't get any less difficult against a good Moses Brown team. And then Tolman and West Warwick will play that game tentatively set for Masnicki Field. They're going to try and play once on Senior Day to honor Ivan De Silva and Lane David at home. And then they go to Mount Pleasant, then they go to Lincoln. That division is extremely tough. And the Wizards are in the fray for the next 4 weeks after this one. Season ends on April 23rd. On the 30th, they will play either a playoff game if they finish in the top four, or if they are in the consolation round if they finish 5 or 6. So now we will see what the teams do here in the third quarter, as Moses Mias will set it up at the 40-yard line. And again, it'll be kicking deep to Schultz. and to Principe, who are going to stand back at their own 10-yard line, and whatever win there is, it's at the back of Moses Mias. Third quarter action, St. Ray's leading this one big time by our official count of 35-0. And Mias puts foot into the ball. It is picked up in short territory at the 16-yard line by Principe, and he's taken down by Arujo, who just grabbed the back of his shirt and plummeted him to the turf at about the 28-yard line. And now we're going to play a little bit of a roster game here.
Did you see what I pointed at?
No, what'd you point?
The clock.
Okay.
You see it running?
I do.
That's running time.
I also saw Brendan Dougherty come into the ball game for St. Ray's for a moment or so, and then he checks out. The starters remain in the ball game for St. Ray's. Maybe just for this one set, and then we'll see. The Wizards late getting into the huddle. And then finally, Lane David sets up wide left side, the slot back. Now the wing back is Principe on first down. Brady Maielia, quarterback once again. Barking signals there's a slot reverse.
Oh my God.
A big hit by Moses Mia. So we told you. He's been in the defensive backfield basically all day. That
and he's slow to
was
get
a
up.
Hit.
And that Wizard is slow to get up. They actually stopped the clock, and officials took an official timeout for him to get up. And he's hobbling, and he's coming off the field. Who was that? I can't even see. Number 70. What do you get for number 70? You don't have a number 70.
Nope.
Okay.
But Mias just came blasting through. Oh. Again, that shows you the side differential and what you can do when you're about a foot taller and 45, 50 pounds heavier than your opponent. So, second down and 10. Again, man in motion. Maielia play fake, rolls right side. Looking, throwing deep, and incomplete. Lane David was deep and unattended to at his own 35-yard line, but Brady's just going to get the ball there. It's third down. St. Ray's scored on their first 4 possessions of the game. Fumbled their 5th one away as they were driving. They were at the Wizard 22-yard line when it happened. Again, wide to the left side comes David. Chase in the slot on the right side. And Maielia drops back once again. Had to avoid a tackle. Rolls again. Throws on the run. It is going to be incomplete, about 4 yards too long for the intended receiver, Chase. And now it's fourth down.
Brady Maielia put that in his hands. He was off to the races. I don't think he had about a step and a half off his defender. Brady Maelia's got the arm. He's got the distance. He's just placing it.
Showed it right there. He's on the run.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said start throwing the ball. It's a running clock.
All right, the Silverback and punt formation.
Except for now, because they just
threw another flag. We got too many men.
He's counting, so yep. Too many men. Too many men on the field.
Again, those little things that when you haven't played anybody, it hurts.
Shouldn't their coaching staff have seen that, though? I mean, you have 4 or 5 coaching staff on the side. You can count how many men are on the field. Just an observation.
4th and 15, the Silverback at his own 10-yard line. High snap, fielded cleanly. Mias came in, nearly blocked it. Ivan had to rush it. It's going to bounce at the 42-yard line of St. Ray's. And the Saints will take possession.
Again, next week we're going to be at Wally Clark Field, 11:45 pregame, 12 noon kickoff. Charahoe comes to town to visit the Oakers.
Wonder how the Oakers are doing against Classical right now.
That score stream's not working. Nobody's posting on it, so I checked it out. Our friend Ken Collins is going to come north, join John Parenti and myself for all the play-by-play. Socially distanced, of course. You guys are going to be in the stands, and I'm going to be in the booth.
I think that's going to be how it's going to work, because you need the electronics.
And if it's bad weather, I'll just step back and do it from the back of the booth.
I'll do it from the porch.
There you go.
On first down, DeBarros for 8 to midfield. Mention the fact that DePina Gray has over 100 yards rushing. DeBarros isn't really far behind. Let me just slide over here to Jack. 16, 22, 32, 31, 39 yards, 6 carries for Nat DeBarros. That's over 6 a carry. Yeah, I'm a genius. Keeper this time. DePina Gray hops over 2 defenders and gets toward the first down marker at the 47-yard line. He just did the high jump over 2 Wizard defenders in the line of scrimmage.
And he gained probably another 4 or 5 yards on top of it.
That young man is having a day.
Glad just to see these kids being able to get on the field and play football.
Yeah, that's the thing you sometimes lose sight of.
Exactly. They're playing football this year.
And now DeAndre Chase takes down DeBarros behind the line of scrimmage and back in St. Raphael territory at about the 48.
Nice grab by Chase to take him down. It's one of the highlights of the Wizards this game.
It'll set up second down and 13 at the midfield stripe.
Again, running clock, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 35-0. St. Ray's.
Yep.
I'll miss that next week.
Well, it's unofficial that our friend Lou may or may not be there. My indication was he wanted. Now here's Dombrowski on the end reverse, and he gets down to the 42-yard line. Not enough of the first down. They'll be shy by maybe 5 or 6.
How come we never get an invite down to the Sports Open mic and join Ken? We never get an invite to go south. We always invite them to come north.
Our broadcasts have gone south on their own.
Occasionally.
3rd and 5.
I'd pick you up and take a ride down to Westerly on a Saturday morning.
Hey, yeah, I'm all for it.
Make sure DePaula puts food on the table for us, though.
We're going to stop at Meld's Downtown Creamery.
Exactly.
Maybe a little coffee and donut at Bessine. I need a donut like a snake needs pantyhose.
What the heck? Why not?
3rd and 5, long count. And it's DePina Gray for the first down and more. Slips and slides and slithers and turns. Still on his feet. He's down to the 10-yard line. Man, oh man, is he tough to take down.
He's talented. Very talented.
Slippery smooth, Andre DePina Gray. He's got his own cheer. Catch that?
Well, there are some St. Ray's fans watching us at home on Wizards TV and listening to us at the same time, obviously.
And that's because Eric White handed out the little flyer that said, hey.
Actually, there was a fan here who actually said before the game started that her husband's watching at home. He found it on Facebook that we were going to be broadcasting.
Down to the final 3 minutes, third quarter. 35 bubble now. A pass into the right flat is incomplete, intended for Dombrowski.
Yeah, miscommunication there.
One of the few times they've actually had
exactly
miscommunication. DeBarros is going to come in. Ross is going to come out for St. Ray's. Second down and 10. Clock still running, the running time rule. Second and change. DeBarris sets up on the right. He gets the call, he gets the ball, he gets the hole, and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Nap DeBarris makes it 40-something. And that puts him over the 60-yard mark, unofficially. And again, Jonah Costa comes on to try the extra point. This time out of the horns of Makai Gonzalez. Here's the snap, the place. The kick is up, the kick is good. So, with a minute change left to play here in the third quarter, the Saints up it by another 7 and lead 42 bubble.
Experience matters, and at Williamson Law, that experience comes with a well-deserved reputation.
Teen e-cig use or vaping is an epidemic, with 1 in 5 using them, but it's not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow until our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains grow, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risks, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
You're listening to the Finetco Family of Lumber Yards game on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Now back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
Kickoff mishandled, but Principe picked it up and gets out to the 30-yard line to the 34, 35 before he's run out of bounds on the far side of the field. And it's first down West Warwick. This is actually going to be their best starting position of the entire game.
Have they crossed the 50-yard line?
Once.
Once, okay, that's what I thought.
No changes in the St. Raphael defense. Although Mias is now coming out, so he must have gotten the word that he's going to be replaced. It looks like Miles DiMacedo is going to come in.
Got a timeout on the field, and yeah.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Oh, third quarter, okay.
So we'll go to the fourth here in Scituate with the Wizards trailing St. Raphael 42-0 on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and on Wizards TV.
You probably know by now that Bill's Place has reopened for dine-in service, along with takeout and curbside pickup. So why not stop by for lunch or dinner, with all of the great food you've come to know at Bill's? Those signature pizzas and grinders, juicy Angus burgers, our daily specials, and so much more. I'm Nicole, one of the servers at Bill's. The entire staff and I invite you to visit us soon and enjoy the great food, the family-friendly atmosphere, and of course, the outstanding service at Bill's Place. 707 Main Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick. Call 828-2300 or check out the daily specials online at www.billsplaceri.com.
Here on the near sideline, Kari Mirbot is warming up for St. Ray's, doing a little bit of catch and throw with Makai Gonzalez. And it looks like Mirbot will be replacing the Peanut Gray. Meanwhile, on first down, the Wizards get back to the line of scrimmage, as Sean Schultz tripped as he accepted the handoff from Brady Maeli and fell forward to the original line of scrimmage at second down.
When do we see West Warwick again? 2 weeks from today?
April 9th against Tolman.
Is that the Friday night?
That's a 5 o'clock. That's a 5 o'clock Friday game.
Okay. At Masnicki Field.
At Masnicki. For now.
For now.
Anything can happen. Miley hands off on second down, and DeAndre picks up maybe a half a yard. 1 minute down, 11 minutes left to play in this one.
I was on YouTube a little while ago watching the broadcast, and the guys from Wizards TV doing a phenomenal job.
What else is new?
You throw them into a different situation, they always overcome it. They always make it look good. They really did. I mean, we did that last basketball game at Times Square. They made it look great. The adverse conditions here, not being here before, doing a fabulous, fabulous job.
Out of the double wing, Miley this time rolls left side. Brady's going to look.
There we go.
He's going to let it go deep. He's going to man open, and it is complete at the 25-yard line to Joan Pereira.
Nice pass by Maeli.
That basically doubles the entire offensive performance of West Warwick in the first 3 quarters. Brady threw that a ton.
He did.
And give Pereira credit for being able to slip behind that defense. That's not going to please Mike Sassy very much. So it's 1st and 10 West Warwick at the St. Ray's 25-yard line, their deepest penetration of the entire game with 9:30 left to play in the ball game. Miley this time on the jet sweep, and Schultz gets nothing. Coughed it up. Chase picked it up, but it's going to just be down to the 27-yard line.
You know, so much for that, another 3 feet method. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it earlier in the game for West Warwick. Just the short passes, the flanks, the out to the left. They haven't done it. They've been trying to run this ball into a line.
It's funny you say that because during practice, during warm-ups, all they were doing is dinking and dunking these little short passes. We haven't seen one yet.
Exactly. I don't know what the play. Go ahead.
Brady this time again rolls left side. He's going to keep. Maeli rambles down to the 15, to the 10. He's taken down to the 9-yard line.
Brady Maeli is going to do it himself.
That's a gain of 19 yards for the sophomore quarterback.
And he's hurt. He's on the sidelines. He's kind of walking off something, bending over. If that's him, I can't see that far. Is that him? That Cato's talking to? Yep.
Yes, it
number
is.
12. Yep. He kind of put his left shoulder down and went into the tackle that way. Not always the best way to go.
So it's 1st and goal for West Warwick at the 8-yard line.
If running it into the line isn't working the first 3 quarters, why would you keep doing it?
Hand off DeAndre Chase to the 5 to the 2-yard line. Start to the play by Mias and others. Oh, it's not Mias, though. Mias is on the sideline.
We get our first look at that new Coventry head coach on Saturday.
Gary Goodhart.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Stanley Dunbar took a job with our friends down south, the Westerly Bulldogs.
7:33 left in this one. West Warwick looking for their first touchdown. Maeli back in the quarterback. Awaiting the snap from Guzman. Accepts, hands off on the slot reverse, and to the 1-yard line goes Schultz.
Just short. I'd like to see the Wizards just get on the board.
Brought a bunch of fans here.
Oh, absolutely. They're to our right.
3rd and goal. Not much real estate to the goal line. Chase this time the wing back right. Maeli, quarterback sneak. Stacked up. He's not going to get there. No, yes, he is going to get there. I don't know if it was Brady's second effort or what, but it took them a day and a half to figure it out. And Brady Maeli crosses the goal line, and the Wizards get on the board.
Nice job by Brady Maeli. He did it himself for the most part. I mean, he had a line, but he took the ball, he ran the ball, he threw a couple of great passes. It's a good series right there for the Wizards.
That big play. What did it go, Jack? Like 42 yards? The pass play? Okay. We got to mic Jack up next time.
Okay. We'll give him our third headset. Won't be next week, though, Jack. Sorry. Unfortunately, I got Kenny.
Procedure called on the attempt for the two-point conversion. Maele will go back to the sideline to Dave Cato and see if he can't grab another play and try and get another deuce on the board. 42-6, West Warwick trails. Hines in the backfield this time. Out of the pistol. Maele is going to face some pressure. He'll go right, go left. He'll be taken down before he gets to the goal line, and the conversion attempt fails. 5 minutes and change to play in the ball game. It's 42-6 St. Ray's on I-105.5, 1450 AM, and Wizards TV.
When it comes time to catch those perfect moments, let Michelle Mayali Photography catch them with you, together. Since 2009, whether it's a wedding, child photography, or a family portrait, Michelle Mayali Photography has captured the moments that are cherished forever. It's no wonder Michelle Mayali Photography has won the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Regional Award every year since 2015. So capture the moment. Call Michelle Mayali Photography at 401-486-5887 to set up an appointment. Michelle Mayali Photography, 53 Providence Street, West Warwick.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
Makai Gonzalez will drop back for St. Ray's to accept the kickoff, which should be coming from Ivan De Silva. Off at the far hash mark. Scott Pillardi will join Gonzalez deep. De Silva's ready. And it's another knuckleball. It's going to be taken by Pillardi. He's got some open room here on the near sideline. Gets a 30-35. And then tripped up at the 38-yard line by Jesse Principe.
Got a flag on the play. Far side of the field.
Those are the ones that make coaches go great because that was nowhere near the play itself.
So
if there was a hold or a trip or a...
I'm going to go with a trip. That's my thought. The way he went down.
With the running clock, it's going to take some seconds off.
Yeah, it's going to...
Personal foul against West Warwick.
Yeah.
So, first down, St. Ray's. And the Saints are going to take a timeout. Couple of touchdowns by McCann Carter.
And the clock's going to continue to run.
Well, that's the way to get it to whittle down.
Yeah, even on a timeout.
The Peanut Gray has touchdown runs of 5 and 20. McCann Carter has runs of 32 and 1. The Lumbers got the pick 6, and DeBarros has a touchdown run here in the second half. They've had 4 Costa kicks, 1 failed kick, and the Dombrowski reception on the opening touchdown. That's how I get to 42. Where they get 43, I don't know.
That poor guy sitting all the way on the opposite side of the field is running the clock in the scoreboard. He's nowhere near anybody.
All right, the hand goes off left tackle. And it was Kenny Jakes, who's now assumed the quarterback spot for St. Ray's. Jakes, a freshman. Now they had Mirbot warming up. Pilardi this time will go wide to the right side. They're not running now. Single setback, it's Aaron Julius. And now the quarterback keeper by Jakes slides his way to the 32-yard line. And that'll be enough for St. Ray's first down. I've been waiting to say this name all day. Iago Fraga now into the ball game for St. Ray's. One of the,
apparently his fan club's right next to us.
We have the Iago Fraga fan club to our left. Saints trying to develop a formation here. Behind their backup quarterback, Jakes. Handoff right up the middle and then taken down almost immediately. And the Wizards get the football on a fumble. I think it was De Silva who picked it up.
Yes. Brian Lynch, watching closely on the executive producer monitor, said yes, it was De Silva who picked it up. End of the second period, the Sabres lead the Bruins 2-1.
That's not right. Maybe we'll be back at home to catch the third period.
Doubt it.
Hmm. 42-6 here. Down to the final couple of minutes. West Warwick with another offensive chance. And Maeli back at quarterback, ready to go. Sends a man in motion. Looks, hands off to DeAndre Chase. Off left tackle. Past the hash marks and out to about the 36-yard line. Costa, the kicker, is now playing one of the defensive tackle positions. Kamari Brown is out there as well. I like these sheepskin jackets here. These kind of. I want one of those for Christmas boots.
Add to the 9 layers you wear.
That would keep me so warm.
You should tell Santa Barbara.
Isn't that a city in California?
You're right, it is.
On 2nd down and 5, the Wizards set the man in motion, and now Principe's going to be flagged for an illegal shift or an illegal procedure.
No offense, but there's a minute 20 left in the game. St. Ray's is up by 30-something points.
Yep. Wide right comes Richie Medeiros. The wingback right side is Principe. The wingback left side is Schultz. He's in motion. Crosses the playing field of sight of Maeli, who throws, and then after the near reception, a big hit to draw the ball loose by St. Ray's Scott Pilardi.
I got to say, it was a nice pass by Maeli, though.
Right on the money.
Right on the money. Let's look at the good in this.
When they've had the opportunity, St. Ray's has been able to hit and hit hard. Pilardi gets a little slap in the old helmet from Coach Sassy.
The last 20 seconds of the game right here.
This should be the last play of the game. 3rd and 9. Principe heads into the backfield. Chase now a slot back. Schultz the wing back. Ellie's going to look. Brady's going to roll out again. He'll plant his feet. He'll run around. He's got a first down and a couple of more. And that should do it. St. Raphael's takes down West Warwick in our opening game, Chapter 1 of the Finetco Family of Lumberyards High School Football Game of the Week complete. Your final here today in Scituate. St. Raphael 42, the West Warwick Wizards 6.
It's March Mania at Central Auto Group, your #1 buying destination, home of Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and pre-owned. Nobody beats our deals because at CentralAutoGroupCT.com, we do volume. No matter where you shop, our prices are always lower. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit, at CentralAutoGroupCT.com, we shop all our banks to get you approved with the lowest interest rate. We have the largest selection of new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Why shop anywhere else when you get all at one location? Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and pre-owned. Central Auto Group is now open 7 days a week again. Open Sundays 11 to 4. We service all makes and models and provide free loaners at the time of service. Shop us first, shop us last. Nobody beats our deal. Drive a little and save a lot. Central Auto Group, CT.com. See here for details.
Your #1 buying destination. Central Auto Group.
Exit 28, I-395.
Wayne Miller was once an outstanding three-sport athlete at West Warwick High. His teammates always knew they could count on Wayne to lead them to victory. Nowadays, Kent County counts on Wayne for quality electrical service for jobs both large and small. Miller Electric is one of the area's top providers of quality electrical work. Whether it's a new home installation, a complete rewiring, or major electrical repairs, call Miller Electric at 828-0087. Get that electrical job done right the first time. Miller Electric, 440 Providence Street, West Warwick. That number again is 828-0087.
You probably know by now that Bill's Place has reopened for dine-in service, along with takeout and curbside pickup. So why not stop by for lunch or dinner, with all of the great food you've come to know at Bill's? Those signature pizzas and grinders, juicy Angus burgers, our daily specials, and so much more. I'm Nicole, one of the servers at Bill's. The entire staff and I invite you to visit us soon and enjoy the great food, the family-friendly atmosphere, and of course, the outstanding service at Bill's Place. 707 Main Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick. Call 828-2300 or check out the daily specials online at www.billsplaceri.com.
Now, the Bill's Place post-game show on I-105.5 and 1450 AM. Bill's Place, 707 Main Street, West Warwick. Now, back to John Parenti and Johnny Boots.
And our statistician, Jack Giorgio, who provides these numbers. West Warwick, 109 yards on total offense. St. Ray's, 310 yards of total offense. At halftime, they were at 245, so between the clock running as it does when the lead is 35 or more, and the fact that the second teamers were in for a lot of it, that brings the slowdown a little bit. But 310 to 109, your final yardage totals. Mr. Andre DePina Gray had himself a heck of a day. 1 of 4 for 46 yards or so, and 8 rushes for 136 yards for the slippery quarterback from the academy in Pawtucket. For the Wizards, Brady Maeli was 3 of 10. Had that one pick by DeLumba for the pick 6, which is probably the play of the game when the Saints really turned it on and ended up with the victory over the Wizards. Jack, do you want to hang on to these for your first, you can hang them up in your room or something and say, hey, this is my first internship venture? Good man. We'll see you next week in Coventry. All right, here's the way the scoring went in this one. DePina Gray from 5 yards out at the 7:31 mark on the first quarter. And then he threw to Dabrowski for 2, 8-0 St. Ray's. McCann Carter from 1 yard out in the second possession. The kick failed, 14-0. DeLumba's pick 6 from 60 yards out. A beautiful, beautiful defensive play by Jaden DeLumba. Costa added the extra point, made it 21-0. And then the Peanut Gray from 20 out in the fourth possession. That was a 74-yard drive to make the score 28-0 after the Costa kick. And then McCann Carter with a 32-yard run on a 50-yard drive. Costa added the extra point, 35-0. They got another one from DeBarris to make it 42-0, with Costa adding his fourth extra point. And then Brady Maeli scored for the Wizards on a keeper to make it 42-6. The Wizards will be playing Moses Brown next week at another synthetic turf field in Providence. And Boots and I and Jack and Ken Collins, and who knows whether Luke Abdi is going to show up.
I hope so.
We'll all be at Coventry. Most of us will be in the stands. Boots will be inside. As the Okers play the Charahoe Chargers, our air time is 11:45, beginning with the Aurora Fuel pregame show. I want to thank our staff on Wizards TV, Eric White and Company, Brian Lynch down below, Sean Giroux, the
remote
producer. And Danny Raposa on the camera.
Yep.
And, of course, Eric White on the other camera.
Thank our hosts here at Situate High School.
Sal Gelsomino and Company. Yeah, we really appreciated their hospitality.
Yep.
Mrs. Antonelli was here, had a nice chat with her beforehand. Talking about the work they've done on this field, which is absolutely sensational. And I know the folks in West Warwick really appreciate the ability to play on turf in the early part of the spring of 2021. So that does it from here. Join us again next Saturday, 12:45 airtime, when Coventry takes on Charahoe. The Okers and Chargers go at it at 1 from the Wally Clark Field in Coventry. Now for the cast and crew of Wizards TV, for our statistician Jack Giorgio, and for Johnny Booth, John Ferretti saying so long. Your final once again here in Situate today, the Saints 42, the West Warwick Wizards 6.
Thank you.